A very dark mother city. I was about to say wakey to you because it's quite dark out at the moment. That's the thing about Cape Town, is it not? Sun rises quite late, and of course it sets a little bit later as well. Perhaps possibly one point of discussion at this very conference, the issue of daylight saving, whether or not we're ready to tackle it in South Africa, in Cape Town to be specific. But yeah, we're coming to you live from the Cape Town International Convention Center, and this is where the Human Sciences Research Council will be hosting the 5th Gender Summit. It is a summit that began way back in 2011, and this particular installment is the first on the African continent. It brings together some scientists, some policymakers, gender activists and other stakeholders to thrash out some issues that are affecting the continent. I'm now joined by the Human Sciences Research Council CEO, Professor Shisana. Very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Ayanda, and good morning to the listeners.
First time in Africa, why did you decide to host?
Well, we decided to host this summit in Africa for one major reason. Africa is rising. And as it rises, there are many countries in Africa that are beginning to develop faster than other countries. In fact, 6 out of 10 countries that are developing in the world are in Africa. Therefore, it's going to need both men and women to contribute to this development. And if you are going to develop, you need scientists who are going to work harder at ensuring that the needs of both men and women are taken into account in designing whatever technology that you want to design, in designing whatever development project you want to do, and in ensuring that whatever scientific studies that you do, you are taking into account the needs of those two populations so that you can target them. If you are targeting both men and women and making sure that both are benefiting, you are then likely going to develop your country a lot better. And that is something that we are missing. For Africa, we are looking forward to more and more countries innovating. And to innovate, you obviously need to ensure that you've got both men and women contributing to that development.
So this is clearly more than just ensuring that women are included in science, be it physical science or social sciences. This is making sure that women are considered even when producing whatever scientific research or when coming together with some ideas, which is what you have educated me on. It's called a gender tool.
Yes, definitely. It is a gender tool, and that gender tool is actually going to help you to ensure that the needs of both groups are taken into account so that your interventions are targeted. If you continue to do research that actually excludes male and female species, men and women, if you don't include the women, for example, and you don't include the female species, it means that even the medication that you're developing is going to be inappropriate for that particular group. And you cannot do that because you'll be forced at some point to withdraw some of that medication that you have put out in the field because of the fact that it's inappropriate, for example, to women.
Let's speak now about the theme. It's a little wordy, so I'm going to have to read it, but it is quite informative. Poverty alleviation and economic empowerment through scientific research and innovation. Better knowledge from and of Africa. What does it mean?
Well, basically what it means that we have to be designing research studies in Africa that are informed by the challenges that we're seeing in Africa. However, we have to do them in a way that we ensure that women and men are considered in developing those particular, studies. Currently, what we are seeing in terms of development, particularly in the area of technology, you find that it's a male-dominated field. And as a male-dominated field, it means that those men that are designing it, they are not taking into account even the needs of women. Women may have to be taken into account differently compared to men when it comes to the question of technological development. I can give an example which I was talking to you earlier about. When you think about pregnant women, many of you look at the pregnant women. If you look at the script that you receive, you look at the insert inside that script, you find that it says that for pregnant women, forget it. Don't even bother to include them because they were never included in the study. So medicine is not appropriate for pregnant women, mainly because they were never included in the studies that were done. The same thing with pregnant women. When they are sitting in a car, you would wonder about the seat belt that is being used. That seat belt that is being developed is developed only for women who are not pregnant. If you are pregnant, you're going to be struggling. So this is what we're saying, that you must take into account the needs of men and women when you're designing technology to ensure that it's appropriate, and therefore development would be able to grow a lot better than it is right now.
Dr. Shisana, thank you so much. We're going to have to leave it there, unfortunately. But I'm learning a lot today, and I hope you are as well. So that's gender tool. So when you go to the office today or wherever you may be going, you can just throw that word around and you'll sound incredibly informed. So that's one word that we'll be talking about today, or one phrase, gender tool. We'll also be speaking about co-generation of knowledge. If you want to be finding out, or you want to know what that is all about, you'll have to stick around, I'm afraid, because I'm not going to tell you that now. It's a quick ad break. Morning Live continues after this. Stay with us.